this is getting a bit rough now. It's like the crazy quarantine hair's coming out.
Yeah, the volume on it is getting quite impressive, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a bit like, I've just given up. My way of making hair now is just...
Yeah,
yeah.
I like it though, I like it.
I fully embrace like quarantine hobo style. Yeah. To be fair, the beard's like the same beard.
Yeah, but
everyone is like, oh, quarantine beard. I'm like, no, beard.
No, he's just always like that.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, welcome to the first episode, like the pilot kind of episode of the Setting the Bar podcast. That's the name that I have settled on for this. Yeah, the premise of it is basically like, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Wanted to start a gaming podcast, but I wanted to do something with a bit of like a positive spin. And just what we're going to do is every podcast, we're going to talk about one game that we love. And more specifically, one game that the guest loves. And the guest today is the lovely Jenna.
Hello.
Jenna's the only person I've seen for like 3 months. And, this is my girlfriend. We live together. Hence the lack of, 2 meters apart or any distancing and all that. But yes, welcome, Jenna. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So obviously, as I said, Jenna's my girlfriend. We have been talking about this and I've been workshopping ideas against Jenna a bit. So today I know what game Jenna's talking about. But the idea is, every week, whoever the guest is, they'll just be like friends and family and stuff for now. We'll just bring a game that they love and I will have no idea what it is. And basically, it's either we can just gush over a game me and the guest love, or the guest's job will be to convince me that this is a game that I should love and go and play. With that in mind, Jenna, what is the game we're going to talk about today?
Well, it's a game that we do both love.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons.
New Horizons specifically. Because this is the first Animal Crossing game you've played.
It is, yeah.
And just go into like a bit of the backstory of, kind of, I guess, your history or lack of history with Animal Crossing.
Well, I didn't really know an awful lot about it before I met you.
Yeah.
And then I remember quite a few years ago we tried to play one of them. I can't remember exactly what it was.
So that game was, bear in mind when you say a little bit, it was like half an hour.
Yeah, it really wasn't a lot.
That was, I can't remember which one's which, but it's either Let's Go to the City or City Folk, which is the Wii game.
Okay.
And depending on where you live in the world, there's 2 different names for it.
Okay.
And basically, that's seen as the worst Animal Crossing game. So apart from, Happy Home Designer and Amiibo Festival, I think it was, the Wii U board game where you had to use Amiibos. Yeah. Mainline Animal Crossing game is kind of considered the lesser of the bunch.
Okay. Yeah, so we played roughly half an hour or so of that. You told me you thought it was a game or a game franchise that I'd really like. We only played about half an hour of it, so yeah. I didn't really take to it. And then I think it was last year, around this sort of time maybe, that we first saw a trailer for it, for New Horizons.
It might be the first trailer I showed you, yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that and genuinely knew I would love this game as soon as I saw it. And I think for the entirety of the next however many months it was, I just kept telling you how I couldn't wait to just go live on a desert island all the time.
And then, as everyone's experience playing at launch, we were kind of stranded in our own desert island, like playing on a desert island.
Yeah.
We were all like in lockdown. It was kind of the perfect time for Animal Crossing.
Absolutely. It's just been the most perfect escapism, I think.
Yeah.
From the world. A really stressful time, so...
Yeah, to the point where there's been conspiracy theories of like, people go, did Nintendo like design a virus to keep us all in lockdown so that we'd all buy Animal Crossing?
But also at the same time, I'm not sure, because people started getting through the game at such a mass speed that they were just kind of like running out of things to do.
Everyone was like, man, I've done everything in Animal Crossing the first 2 weeks. It's like, it's a game that you're meant to play like half an hour every day. What have you done?
Yeah.
You know, let's preface that a little bit, like preface the conversation a bit with talking about how many hours you've played of the game.
Oh God! So we were laughing about how well we were having a look at how many hours I put into, say, Zelda a few weeks ago.
Yes, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, and I think I'd put about 265 hours into that since it came out.
3 years. 3 years it's been. Well, over 3 years now.
By no means the most that anyone's put in, but I that's probably the most hours I've ever put into a game over 3 years.
Yeah.
And then we had a look at the time at how many hours I put into Animal Crossing, and I had put 275 hours in. At the time, it was about 2 months.
Yeah. So it's fair to say it's probably like in the 300s at this point.
Yeah, more than likely. I haven't actually checked, but it is probably roughly around, probably at least 350, I'd say at this point.
Yeah, and you know, you've got the 5-star island.
Yep.
Got your golden watering can. You've like, to be fair, it's like 350 hours, you've got 5-star island, you're still working on your island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still got things to do.
The never-ending story of like improving one's island. And yeah, hopefully if I'm doing my job right, and I've edited this right, you will now, like, you know, for anyone watching on YouTube, be seeing like footage of Jenna's island.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, walking around chatting to villagers, showing off a little bit. You've got like a full museum, is that right?
No, I completed the fossil area of my museum.
Yes,
Yep.
because you don't time travel because, you know, we're good people.
Yeah.
And you've filled up the fossil section,
Yes.
but we can't yet fill up the bugs and the fishes because they're seasonal.
Yes, and I'm now going to have to wait until, I believe it's September time to get the golden trout because I wasn't able to get it. And you know how much I fished for it as well.
Yeah, so it was weird. Do you remember was it the string fish?
Yes.
So there was the string fish that at the end of March, like the game came out in March, that fish would no longer be available for the next 6 months if you don't use time travel or anything like that. So it was a well sought after like fish, and Jenna, you know, on her island, managed to catch a stringfish almost immediately when we found out, you know, where to go to fish for one.
Yeah.
And then I on my island, you know, I haven't mentioned it, but I have put nearly 200 hours into the game as well. I am still an avid Animal Crossing player, just nothing compared to you. Yeah, I spent hours trying to catch a goddamn stringfish with you helping me, like, dig up and make fish bait, and we were literally, this was a 2-man operation. And then it turns out, like, you know, I managed to get a stringfish on the night that it was about to go away. And then Jenna found out, you know, there's a golden trout that's hard to get, and spent 2 months casually, you know, trying to get one pretty much every day. You spent a little bit of time attempting to get a golden trout, and spent 2 months just completely unsuccessful.
Yeah, it just never happened, so I'm hoping that in a few months' time I'll get a bit more luck in the whole situation.
Yeah, and you're saying it with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
It's still a game you like,
Yes.
but yeah, that's the ups and downs of Animal Crossing life. And yeah, just try to explain to me, other than, you know, this is the perfect lockdown game, just what you love about this and what's captured your attention so much.
Well, it's such a chilled out game. It's so relaxing. The first weekend that I played it, I turned to you and I said, I don't remember the last time I felt this relaxed. And it's just so, just chilled out, completely chilled out.
Flash forward to Jenna 2 months later screaming, where's my golden trout?
Golden trout?
Yeah, it's really relaxing.
It's really relaxing game. But I think one of the things that I really, really love about the game is the different islanders, the villagers you can get. All the different characters. So they all come in different types. So you've got lazy villagers, peppy villagers, snooty villagers, cranky villagers, jocks, sisterly. There's some more as well.
There's I believe there's like 8 different villager types, but like, for example, I've got a couple of lazy villagers on my island. Each one still has a personality included within that.
Yeah. So one thing you'll find is that, particularly when you first encounter a villager or a couple of villagers, if they're from the same type, so for example, lazy villagers, in general, you kind of get the same conversation from them as you building your friendship level up. But this is one thing that I really love about it. When you build your friendship level up, the different sound bites that they come out with and the different things that they say, it becomes more diverse, and you really start to learn more about their personality. And I love that aspect of the whole game. I'm starting to get a bit of an unhealthy attachment to some of my villagers.
A bit. As someone that's lived with you during the time of playing Animal Crossing, it's not a bit. It's not.
No, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And to be fair, yeah, again, not as invested as you are because you've become Animal Crossing insane. But, oh man, I love my villagers. And two that I've spent a long, long time with at this point are Coco and Eric. And both of them, like, I would be crushed if I lost them in my life now.
Yeah.
I'm just, they're so cute and adorable. And just thinking about the game just is so uplifting. Yeah,
I completely agree with that. Probably my two favourite villagers that I have will be Sherb and Filbert. So Filbert came to my island when you build the first 3 houses. So you have your first 2 villages and then you build 3 houses in the next part of the story quests kind of thing.
It's kind of like, your island gets built up in stages. So you are like, wrangled into this getaway package by Tom Nook. He goes, mate, I'm going to put you on a desert island and the only resources available are from me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to build your houses. No, he's a great guy. He gives you a mortgage when you've got no credit score and he builds the house for you.
Yep.
And you never have to pay off the mortgage, interest free. Like, Tom Nook is not that bad a guy.
And he builds your house overnight.
Yeah.
Like,
he's getting some fucking contractors in there.
Yeah.
Like, no cowboy builders going on here.
It's been a sturdy house so far, I have to say.
And so, you start the game out and it's you and 2 of the villagers on this getaway island package. You then, like, upgrade your island a bit and you start getting a house instead of a tent. Then you get like 3 more houses and then you gain the ability to start building like the campsite and you slowly build up so you've got like 10 houses, a campsite, a museum, your town hall, a tailor shop, and you really expand your island from like an island to a village.
Yeah, you've got Nook's Cranny.
Nook's Cranny as well. Where not only is Tom Nook in on the game, his nephews are there as well.
Oh, but they're so adorable.
They are so adorable. The game's so adorable.
I love it when you walk into the shop and they like follow you around as you look at things. And in real life, that would be the most annoying thing ever. But in the game, it's so cute.
They're that salesperson that follows you around every corner. Go, do you need any help? It's like, I didn't a minute ago. I don't now. If I need help, I will come to you and I will ask you for help.
Yeah, but they're adorable, so.
They are.
But yeah, so Filbert was one of the villagers that came to be with when you built the first 3 houses.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely fell in love with him immediately. He's a little blue squirrel. He's a lazy villager. He loves food and he loves sleeping. So essentially, he's me in blue squirrel form. and we have the same birthday. So it's definitely me in a blue squirrel form.
Yeah.
And then Sherb is a blue goat. There's a blue theme going on here. He's one of the new villagers to the game. And I found him on a desert island. And I decided immediately that him and Filbert were going to be best friends because they were both so cute.
They're both basically lazy and like food.
Yes. So ultimately, they're my best friends and they must be best friends. But I'm not really sure how that's working out.
No, and I think it's a weird quirk of the game where, like, yes, villagers of the same personality will get on, but I think they tend to have more interactions with other personality types. Because I remember looking at like a lot of the villagers, and both of us really like the lazy ones because they encapsulate us quite well. And it was a case of like, oh, maybe I'll build like an island where there's only lazy villagers, and then thought, oh wait, that's going to be really bland because like none of them going to have interesting conversations. And so I threw like, you know, a couple of peppy ones in there, a couple of normal ones, a couple of jocks.
Yeah, when we started thinking about what villages we wanted to have, that's one thing that you pointed out to me, because I was like, I'm having no cranky villagers, I'm having no snooty villagers, I don't really want any more jocks, because I had 2 at the time, which I've now decided I'm also still going to get rid of. So yeah, I found a couple of peppy villagers to keep in there, but essentially my whole island will be lazy, normal, and peppy by the time we get to the end of it. So,
so you've already mentioned like Sherbs and Filbert.
Yeah.
I was about to say Sherbert and Filbs. Yeah.
I say that quite a lot.
Yeah. It's like the Sherb, the Filbert, put them together, the Sherbert. Have you got any other villagers that you really want or that you love as well? Like, you got a dream team?
Yes, so Coco is another one, and I got really salty because I saw Coco on a little advertisement sort of thing, or an article preview when I was scrolling through social media. And I was like, oh my god, wow, I want this villager so bad. And I googled her and I was like, yeah, definitely really, really want her. And literally about 2 days later, you were like, I found this Coco and she's so cute. And I was like, what?
I was like, I found this weird rabbit and she's got hollowed out eyes and she's kind of horrifying and kind of adorable and she's on my island. And Jenna's just like,
fuming.
What?
Fuming.
What?
I do now have Coco. I love her as well. She's so timid, I think, and she worries about upsetting other people all the time, and it's just I just want her to not feel like that. But she's really kind and really friendly, and she really thinks about other people, and
she does.
I really, really love that aspect of her character. Really quite different to how kind of a bit loud Filbert can be, I think, sometimes. So yeah, love Coco. I'm kind of building a island based a lot on food villages.
Of course.
I wonder where that came from. So I found Meringue. She originally wasn't in the team that I was gonna have. I'm not really sure. I wasn't very sure on her to start with. Okay. And then one of my villagers left, so I went villager hunting on desert islands, and I came across her. And what really sold me was that her sort of catchphrase name. Every villager has one.
Yeah, every villager has like a little catchphrase.
Yeah. Hers was shortcake, and as soon as I heard that, I was like, "Yep, you have to come."
And to clarify, this is a rhino that's like designed to look like a strawberry cheesecake.
Yes.
It is fucking adorable.
She is adorable.
Yeah.
She's a normal type as well. She's not quite as timid, I think, as Coco, but she's very, very kind and friendly as well.
Yeah, so. Yeah, sure.
Then I also have Tia, who I've also now decided is going to be best friends with Meringue because tea and cake.
Yeah, and what is Tia?
Tia is based on a teapot. She is an elephant. Pattern is like a China teapot, and she's just so cute. My island is called Wonderland because I love Alice in Wonderland.
Hence the jacket you're wearing today.
Alice in Wonderland varsity jacket.
I've just got, my own branding on, apparently. Gotta do it.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw her, I thought she completely fits with the theme of the island. So she's also a normal type, very, very similar to Meringue in a lot of ways, just very nice and friendly, and I love her. And then Zucker as well. I have Zucker. Yeah. And he's based off a Japanese food, but I can't remember what it is.
It is a Japanese street food. I believe it's pronounced takoyaki. It is like fried octopus balls, which is kind of terrifying because he's an octopus.
Yeah.
And his design is the takoyaki street food. So it's like, you kind of designed around looking delicious and I want to eat you now. It's like, I'm sorry.
his head is like the food, and then
Yeah.
his body is just octopus.
It's a little bit like macabre in the design, but he's adorable.
He is really cute. He's a lazy villager as well, and he's just he's quite similar to Shib and Filbert, really. But yeah, he's cute. He's him, Orang, Tia. I haven't had on my island for as long as Filbert and Shib.
Sherbet.
And
The Sherbet. Like, that is their celebrity couple name now, Sherbet.
So I'm still kind of getting to the point where I'm kind of starting to learn more and more about their personalities. Because I haven't quite reached that friendship level with them yet.
Yeah.
And then I have a few more that I really, really want. I want Tangy and Ketchup to continue going with the food theme.
What are they based on again?
Tangy's based on an orange, and she's a cat.
Yeah.
And Ketchup is based on a tomato.
I can't remember, is Ketchup a cat as well?
No, a duck.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also want Lolly, who's a cat, and a normal, I think.
Yeah, she's just a normal, cute-looking cat.
Yeah, absolutely looks adorable. And I, this week, found Blue Bear, who I've wanted for quite a while. She is a peppy villager who's a blue cub bear.
Yeah, she's just a small, blue, cute,
Yeah.
adorable bear.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes you've got to, go against the theme and just go, you're adorable.
Yeah. Which was funny because one of my villagers left, so I was like, right, I'm on this. I am going villager hunting to try and find one of the ones I haven't got yet.
Because your idea was, I'm going to go onto these desert islands, and if you've got a spare spot on your island, a villager will always be there.
Mm-hmm.
And you thought, I want Lolly or Blue Bear. I'm going to go find one of them. And went hunting.
I prepared for the whole situation. I went and bought 10 Nook Mile tickets with the idea I'll go and get more if I need to, but I started with 10, flew over to my first desert island, and lo and behold, Blue Bear.
You're just sitting on the sofa like, oh my god,
I was like, what?
Blue Bear's right there. I was like, yeah. It's like, have you not been looking for Blue Bear? Well, yeah, but this is the first island. I was like, oh, okay. It knew. The game knew.
Yeah, the game knew. I think probably heard me talking about it for so long. So yeah, I got Blue Bear this week. We're still at the we're basically acquaintances at this point.
Yeah.
Still can't give her a gift yet, so her time will come.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it's weird because we've kind of delved into the depths of like the Animal Crossing. We've gone like on the wikis, research like how the villagers behave and things like this. So a lot of things might sound like a bit alien to people when it's just, is this not just a game where you walk around a village and catch things? And it is, but yeah, we have gone a bit geeky and delved a bit too far with this.
I'm 100% happy with that because I am loving it even now.
So if, anyone's got questions on Animal Crossing, like, just send them our way, and apparently we've got most of the wiki in our heads.
Yeah.
Apart from the fucking flowers.
Oh, don't.
Let's not talk about that, because, yeah, I still, like, by no means think this is a perfect game.
No.
There were definitely blemishes on the game. There's things that people very quickly found were, like, a bit awkward and a bit slow. Like, the online is great when you've got one person visiting.
Yes.
And then when you've got multiple people visiting, it shows you a little cutscene for every single person getting in and out of the island. And there's connection problems. And yeah, but as I said, this podcast is like chill vibes. We're sitting here, we have a drink, we talk about the good side of the game. And it's never to say the game is perfect, it's just to focus on the positive.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, like, have you got any, like, favourite things or favourite, like, moments?
Yeah, another one of the great things is if two of your villagers are having an interaction, you can go up to them and basically nose in on their conversation a little bit. And sometimes they'll invite you along and they'll ask you questions. So one that I really, really enjoyed was I had a villager called Biff, who's a jock.
Yeah.
And then Filbert, who's lazy. And I got a bit nervous because jocks and lazy villagers in general don't really get on because they don't understand each other's ways of life.
I mean, think about it. It makes sense because it's like the jocks constantly are like, let's work out, let's get buff. No lazy villagers like, let's sit here and eat food and sleep.
Yeah. So I was a bit nervous, so I was like, I'm going to go check this out. I don't want my Filbert getting upset now, do I? So I went over and I had to listen, and they were saying they were going for a picnic. And they couldn't decide where to go. So they asked me, and I said, I'll go down to the beach. Mm-hmm. And Filbert turned around and he goes, oh yeah, then I can go fishing, I can catch myself a nice fish to eat. And Biff was like, yeah, I'm going to catch the biggest, baddest fish I possibly can. And Filbert was just like, oh my God, what? Yeah, he was quite terrified. So that was nice. But the funny thing was, after the conversation ended, everyone walked and went their separate ways. So they didn't actually go on their picnic.
Maybe what it was you came along and tried the third wheel. And they looked at each other and was like,
bail.
Oh, right, let's like split up. Meet up back. Apologies, by the way, there are sirens going off.
Yeah.
Do apologise. I just had to mention that. But yeah, maybe they just gave each other the side eye and went, let's meet up in half an hour when this bitch is gone. Maybe let's just come back later and have our picnic alone.
That's probably what happened, and that really upsets me. I blame Biff. Filbert would never do that to me.
Yeah, whatever you say. That's what you want to think, Jenna.
Also, another hilarious moment that I had was I think last Saturday or the Saturday before.
Okay.
Every Saturday, KK, who's like the Animal Crossing...
He's like one of the mascots along with Isabel. KK Slider.
Yep.
And he is the dog with a guitar you may have seen. Comes and plays a little concert every Saturday.
Yeah, after you get a 3-star island, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like a little bit into the game.
Yeah. So he comes every Saturday and he does a little concert, but he sort of sits there all day, and there's little chairs laid out, and I was walking around doing my normal villager thing, shaking the fruit from my trees, hitting my rocks, and all I could hear was the sound of people changing. So when villagers get changed, so they can get changed into like sports gear if they're going to go and work out, it makes a little like ding sort of sound.
One that hopefully I will have right now.
And I could just hear this, but happening at a really weird amount and a weird pace.
Yeah.
So I walked over to the plaza, and lo and behold, there were about 4 villagers all walking into the plaza ready to go and work out, realising KK's there going, there's nowhere to work out. Okay, I'll leave it. Getting changed again. But then walking off the plaza, forgetting what just happened, getting changed into their sports gear, and rinse and repeat. And this happened for about 2 hours.
2 hours?
2 hours. And I went in and out of buildings. So it's not like even like the reset or anything like that. About 2 hours. And then eventually I saw Sherb just doing some yoga on the beach. He finally got the hint.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the others did, but...
Maybe they're still there now.
They're still there now. Genuinely, that's one of the highlight moments.
Saturday, quick, go and check.
But no, I checked this morning and they unfortunately were...
They're not like in perpetual hell of not being able to work out. Oh God, it's almost a bit like an allegory for quarantine right now.
Yeah.
But I want to work out. Oh no. Oh, the world. Oh, but yeah, like it's such just a fun little game, and when you do have like your full island, especially, just walking around and seeing little interactions of like I've seen a lot of videos on social media. You know, the thing that has pushed this game so hard because everyone's just like, look at these cute moments and. It's been amazing these last couple of months just watching all these videos of adorable moments, and I've seen ones where like it's just villagers dancing and singing in the plaza or having little cute conversations, sometimes really upsetting each other, and it's kind of hilarious. But yeah, it's just we've mentioned it a couple of times, but it's an uplifting game in a time where it's so needed. Yeah,
definitely. Just going on there makes my day a little bit brighter sometimes, and just speaking to who are now my best friends.
It's going to be okay, guys. we're going to be able to socialise soon enough. Like,
yeah, especially when you like going to see friends is like it's just not a thing right now. So
no.
These are essentially the outlet I have for being social.
Oh dear. And that's kind of amazing because that's really what we need right now. And it's sad enough to say, but I don't think you've experienced what it's really like unless you've played an Animal Crossing game, and you do get attached to these little villages. And it does sound a little bit silly, but I think it's similar to like quite a lot of games really, but similar game that comes up to me is Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I often form an attachment, as many people do, to especially like, you start a Pokemon. Many people, myself included, tend to get a starter Pokemon at the start of the game, give them an adorable name, and take them like all the way to the end of the game, become a champion with your first little buddy. And by the end of that, 20 to 50 hour RPG experience, like, you are attached to that little guy, especially like your starters, but probably a lot of your other team as well. Yeah,
I found that when we were we last playing Sword and Shield, and they introduced the camping aspect.
Yeah.
And before Animal Crossing came, that was genuinely like, I sometimes just went on the game just to go camping with my Pokemon and just hang out with them for a little bit because it was nice.
So essentially what we're saying is just Nintendo, put camping in
everything. Yeah.
Just let us go camp with adorable things and we'll buy your games and play them forever.
I think that would sell me. For definite.
Breath of the Wild 2, now you can camp with the dogs. That's it. That's the only change.
Jenna, have you played any of the game camping dogs?
And if Nintendo's listening, let us pet the dog in Breath of the Wild 2. Just please.
Oh, please.
The fact that you can stand there and give the dog food and you can spin around with it, let it lead you to treasure, and then it's like, can I pet you? Can I pet you, please?
Let me pet you.
God, but is there anything else that you want to talk about with Animal Crossing? Getting back to it?
Yeah, I think I'm quite excited for what could happen in the months to come. Like the direction they could take the game in, particularly with some of the events that they've been doing, which at some points haven't been quite as successful as you would have hoped.
Bunny Day. Bunny Day.
Oh God. Oh. But I'd like to think that they're going to learn from that sort of thing. So I'm really excited to see what they do in the coming months, maybe with like Halloween, the sort of things that they could do there, or the decorations to the island that they could bring out. I think it's important for them to try and make an activity that's not thrust upon you. It's a little bit more optional.
Yeah, and I think it was a very poor decision. I think they have acknowledged this. Yeah. I might be wrong, but by saying like they did update Bunny Day halfway through and say it's a bit overwhelming, it takes over a bit. And the fact that it was like digging spots and fishing and shooting down balloons, and it replaced some of the main aspects of your daily life with, oh cool, a fish, oh it's an egg.
Oh God.
Oh, it's another egg. It's another egg. So hopefully when they no doubt incorporate candy into the Halloween event, for example, hopefully it will not be taking over core parts of the game.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone kind of wants to see happen. And again, I think Nintendo are aware that Bunny Day was not the best. I think they're trying to make events a bit less intrusive now, but I think the most exciting thing for me is the chance, we don't know yet, but every single event is in an update, which means every year we could get update of the past year's event or a new event. So every single Easter, we could see an entirely different event updated into the game. Yeah,
that's something that I'd really like. I like the idea of that. It's year on year, it's still not going to be the same every time, but it is just I'm also just a little bit nervous at times now because of the whole Bunny Day thing.
Yeah.
But I really think that they are going to go in the right direction with it, and I'm excited to see what's going to come.
Fingers crossed.
Even just the season changes though, and how the things that are available as the year goes on. particularly very much looking forward to fall arriving because, as I said, my island's based on Alice in Wonderland, and that's when all the mushroom furniture's gonna come in. So it's really gonna go well for the direction I want to take my island in. So,
and I think that's the thing is, like, right now I've taken a bit of a break from the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. I said I've put like around 200 hours in 3 months into a game, which is an insane amount of time. But compared to everyone around me, I look like I haven't played because everyone else has put like 300 hours in, or 400 hours, or 500. I look like a casual. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this casual 200 hours into Animal Crossing. But I took a bit of a break for a while. And now I'm seeing stuff that's coming up through like summer.
Yeah.
I'm starting to really get excited about the idea of coming back to it. And I know from previous Animal Crossing games, I dip in and out.
Yeah.
And I get really like excited again. I get the itch to play, and then I just get lost in that world again for a while. And that's how I personally like to play it. But just the idea that every 3 months or every holiday there's something to come back to.
Yeah.
It's always a lovely like feeling with Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I've always loved about the games.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I am still as hooked on it as I am, because I kind of do play games a bit like that, like games like The Sims,
Minecraft.
You get that thing, you're in it for like a few weeks, and then it's like and then it's like okay, I'm done with that now. But
I've built my house. I've drowned all my Sims. Game over.
Yeah, I'm done now. So
give it a year. I'll be back. You know.
So I'm surprised I'm still as into it as I am. I think maybe I've partially got a bit of fear that my villagers might leave me. So yeah, but I don't see myself slowing down on it anytime soon.
Yeah, and I think part of that is the fact we have friends playing.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, we've even got like a little group chat on the go.
Yeah.
We're all talking about turnip prices and exchanging DIY furnitures and like letting each other come to our shops if we know someone else has something we'd like. I think it's a really good community game.
Yes, definitely.
And I think both in part with friends and in part with your island and your villagers. I think that is what the game is all about. Not sure if I've told you this in the past, but the creator of Animal Crossing, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I do apologise, but basically they got the inspiration for Animal Crossing. Got sirens on our end again. Apologies. We live on a main road. I can't really do much about that. But so they moved to a new city and had no one around them. And they kind of got the idea of Animal Crossing to essentially, recreate the feeling of not only being alone, but also making new friends and like exploring a new place and making friends with new people. And I think that's kind of the perfect way to sum it up. Is like it's a community game.
Yeah, definitely.
And I apologise if I butchered like the kind of origins of the game a little bit. I'm trying to do it off the top of my head, so I'm not going to be perfect. But that's the rough idea of like why they had the idea for the game, why they wanted to make it.
It's adorable.
Yeah, and I think it's just like perfectly summed up in how this franchise has like kept its roots.
Yeah,
it really has. And I don't know if like there's anything else you want to mention. Like we can wrap it up there if you'd like.
Yeah, I think that basically sums up Animal Crossing for me.
Yeah, just like your thoughts and feelings on it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a game we could both heartily recommend.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Every time anyone said that they're umming and ahhing about it, we've been like, nope, get it. And it's taken over their lives too.
Yeah, that's the thing is, we've had several friends say, I don't know, but I've seen a lot of people talking about this Animal Crossing game the last week or two. Should I pick it up? I'm not sure I love it. They're just like, just get it. Like, I cannot describe why, but you will love this game, and you'll get attached to all your adorable villagers, and you'll spend 300 and something hours in it in 3 months, and don't expect to have a social life.
Nope.
I don't know. Yeah, you will.
You will.
I think, just people have been going crazy over this game so much because we haven't had that at the moment. But even regardless of lockdown, I've always loved Animal Crossing. Mm-hmm. Can always recommend it. And it being on the Switch as well, you can cozy up in like your house and have it on the TV, or you can pick it up and play it.
Yeah.
And it's a great game, even if you just want to pick it up for 20 minutes and go and like shake some trees. Or chat to your villager or see what's in the shop for the day. Or go catch a couple of fish. Like, it's a great game that you can just dip in and out of. And the Switch with, just having a sleep mode as well. You're just in and out.
Yeah.
Like, it's so smooth. It's such a great experience. And honestly, even if you're doubtful about the game, I just can't recommend it enough.
No, I second all of that.
Yeah. And I think that's where we're going to leave it there for today.
Yeah.
Again, this is more of like a pilot episode. So if there is anything that people have got kind of constructive feedback, we would appreciate it.
Definitely.
And no griefing, please. Keep it friendly. But thank you very much for listening. If you are still, I hope we've, brought a bit of a positive atmosphere into your day. That's kind of what we're going for. Jenna, you're kind of being dragged into this by me and by proxy of living with me. But is there anything you want to plug?
Well, I don't. You just said I get dragged into it through you, but you should go check out my brother's streaming page, Steflad, I believe it is now.
Yeah, I think it's like STFLAD. He is streaming on Twitch quite regularly, and if you follow myself, I have set him to I set my channel to auto host him. So you may have already come across him if you follow me on Twitch as well. But either way, yeah, go check him out.
Yeah, definitely.
And all I can say is thank you for joining me, Jenna. Thank you for joining me on this roller coaster of starting a podcast. We're doing our best, and I just really hope that people have enjoyed this, and I'm going to figure out different guests to come on and talk about random games, and let's just see where this ride takes us.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.